Today we have a theme for our class, okay? And our theme for this week for all the virtual classes is HIIT week. So HIIT, high intensity interval training. So has anybody ever tried that before? High intensity interval training? No? Okay, this is gonna be new then. Ours is gonna be a little bit more modified. So the idea of high intensity interval training is that you go up in your heart rate for an amount of time, and then you come to a lower heart rate. And you go up and down, and that's the whole interval side of it, right? So that is gonna be kind of what we do today, but we're gonna modify it because we are a senior class and we have kind of progressed, and we're gonna try something, we're gonna make our intervals look a little bit different. So our intervals are going to be movement and then stationary. So what that means is we're going to have open chain versus closed chain. So for example, a closed chain exercise is whenever our feet are planted firmly on the floor, and then we do a movement. That's closed chain. Open chain is when our legs are actually doing movement. So for example, like this is open chain. So we're going to alternate between the two. So closed chain and then open chain. Okay, does that make sense? And that's going to be our high intensity interval training. So with that, with the new year and new class and new format, we are going to have new exercises today. So that's exciting. And we're going to have some modifications to some of the exercises that we've been doing. Okay? Do I have any brand new newbies? Anybody who this is your first class with us? I don't think so. I don't think I see anybody with their hands raised, but if you're new, welcome. Oh, I think I saw one. Did I see somebody say something? We have a newbie? No, okay, we're good. All right, so going over the RPE, you guys know the drill. 4 to 7, 4 and 5 are gonna be your warm up, so we wanna make sure we're getting moving. We're not gonna have our heart rate up in the 4 and 5 quite as high as we are in the 6 and 7. So we will work our way up to the 6 and 7. Which you should feel like you have a good sweat going on, your heart rate's up, blood pressure's up, you're moving, you're really starting to work, okay? And then just a reminder, make sure you have water. Everyone has water? I wanna see water, yeah, good, okay. So everybody has water, everyone has their equipment. So we have our towel or band, depending on what you have today, can of soup or dumbbells, and your ball or toilet paper roll. We got everything? We also have our super safe chair that's not going to slide around. We have plenty of space around us, so we're not going to karate kick anything. This is not a karate class, right? All right. And then just a reminder, you are in this class today because you registered with the new link. So I can see you because you have your new link, right? So make sure you save that link. So if you had that link saved before, make sure you save the new one so you don't end up in the wrong class. Okay, we want to make sure you're in this class. So make sure you save your link so that way you have it handy. Okay? Everybody feeling good? Everybody ready to try HIIT for the first time? I'm excited. I was excited when they told me, they said, you got to do HIIT. I'm like, okay, not a problem. All right, so we're going to get the music started. We're going to start in a standing position for our warm-up. Again, making sure you have plenty of space. Now, these warm-up exercises are going to be a little bit different. Like I said, every couple weeks we change them up. So that way you guys are being challenged, right? And you guys are progressing so beautifully. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in our strength position, right? We're going to do a calf raise, and we're going to bring our arms forward. So we come back and up. Good. Now this is just a warm-up, but we're going to follow the HIIT pattern. So we talked about open chain and closed chain. So because we are rocking our feet, this is going to be open chain. We have our legs moving. Good. I said that backwards. We're closed chain right now. All right, our next move, we're going to do a press and a knee raise. So we're going to have our hands up by our shoulders. We are going to press and just knee raise. Good, and when you bring those arms back, make sure you squeeze those shoulder blades. All right, next move, we're gonna stand hands on our hips, hands on our hips. We're gonna go to the side and then come back up. We're doing a side lunge. Make sure, very, very important, we are sticking our butt back. Butt is going back. Good. All right, our next move, we're going to be in our strength position. I'm calling it the seesaw. I like to make up the name. So, arms straight out to the side, and we are going nice and smooth, trying to keep those arms level with one another, right? Using our core muscles, we're going to get them nice and warm. All right, next move, you guys have seen this one before, it's our half jack. So nice and easy, half jack. All right, next move, this is gonna be very, very stationary, very important. So what I'd like you guys to do, we are gonna do a pelvic tilt, okay? Good for hip mobility. So we're gonna extend, I'm gonna try and turn the right way, extend, and then we're gonna curl our hips under. Extend and curl our hips under. Very important. We only want our hip bones doing the movement, right? We only want our hips moving. So we're trying to keep our shoulders still. We're trying to keep our back still. Wonderful. We're going to go back to the first exercise. So we're doing the calf raise with the arms coming up. Wonderful. All right, next move, we're going to do our press and our knee raise, pressing out in front. Try to keep those elbows up. Back to our side lunge. So hands on the hips, step out to the side and up. Remember, hips are going back. All right, and then back up, we're gonna do our seesaw. So again, we're keeping that nice and in line. Using our core. I have music, right? All right, next move, we're gonna do our half jack. So nice and tall, keeping our shoulders back. You can pick up the pace a little bit if you'd like. Remember, we're still in our warm-up. We're about 4 to 5 on our RPE scale. All right, and then the pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt. So tuck under and back. Use your core muscles, right? Use your hips. Wonderful job, wonderful job. We're gonna go to the next section. You guys like those exercises for the warm-up? A little bit different? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to the next song. I'm gonna change it, give me 1 second. And then just a reminder, remember to be writing, if you have questions, you're writing into Tiffany. You're writing into Tiffany, not Felix. Felix is not in the studio with me today, but you're gonna write into Tiff, okay? She's in her office. All right, so we're gonna start with our march in place. Again, we have that high intensity interval training today. So we are getting our heart rate up. So this is our high intensity, right? So we're up, we have our legs moving, our arms moving. So when you're doing this exercise, you wanna make sure you're using a little bit higher intensity than the other. All right, we're gonna go to our next low intensity exercise. Feet shoulder width apart. We're gonna face our palms inward in fists, and we are just gonna punch overhead. Wonderful. We're working on shoulder mobility here, so make sure you get a nice stretch. Don't go too far. We don't want you to have an injury. Just get a nice good morning stretch. All right, our next high intensity one, we're gonna do the high knee and the arm follow through. So if you guys remember this one from last time, now remember this is a high intensity. So you wanna pick up the pace a little bit. See our feet are moving, our arms are moving. Good. All right, now we're gonna go to our low intensity. So what I'd like you to do, get into a little bit of a wider stance. We're gonna go into a wide squat. And all I'd like you to do, nice and easy, down and up. And we're in a slightly wider stance. Point it out a little bit, just a smidge, just a tiny bit. And this is low intensity. All right, let's go to our next high intensity. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate hip abductions. Okay, so I have my hands on my hips. If you feel more comfortable, you can have your hands extended like this, or you can have them in front of you wherever you're comfortable, okay? Good, let's go back to the march in place. And we're gonna start back up at the top. Okay, so we're marching, knees coming up, arms are pumping, good. All right, next low intensity. Feet planted, punches overhead. Get a nice reach. Standing nice and tall, good posture. All right, arms straight up. Arms follow through with the knee. Wonderful. If you'd like a challenge, you can go across the body. Good, wide stance, and squat, up, good. Low intensity. All right, back up to the top, alternating hip abduction. Make sure we're keeping our core nice and tight. Don't hold your breath, make sure you're breathing. All right, back to march. Back to march, nice and tall, keeping that heart rate up. Good. Arms pumping a little bit harder. I can see the arms moving a little bit more. There we go. All right, last time with the overhead punches, keep those feet shoulder width apart. Punching overhead, getting that good stretch. Oh, this is a low intensity exercise. Our feet are still. Good. Wonderful job, wonderful job. We're gonna take our first drink break, so go ahead and grab your water. All right, so you guys are kind of getting the idea, right? So we do a higher intensity exercise, then we do a lower intensity exercise. And that helps challenge our heart, right? So we take it up and then we make it go down, and we take it up and then we make it go down. And that's good for our heart. It's really good if you have something like high blood pressure. It's good for heart training. It's good for if you're trying to lose weight. So it's a really good theme for this week, right? It's a fun way to exercise. It's very challenging. So how are you guys feeling? Still feeling good? Good. Okay. So we are here in our 5-6 zone. Okay.
Oh yeah, I see her
Still
picture
kind of
now.
hanging out in that
Oh.
5-6 zone for our RP. All right. I'm going to grab the next song. Go ahead. I want you guys to grab your cans of soup or your dumbbells. So we're going to grab those next. All right, so everybody has their cans of soup, their dumbbells, correct? Everyone got a drink of water? All right, first move, we're gonna keep our heart rate. We're gonna do that high and low, right? So the high, we're gonna do our march in place with our arms pumping. Good. Keeping that heart rate up, we have more body parts moving, right? All right, our low intensity, what we're gonna do is I'd like you to take your dumbbells, put them by your shoulders. We are gonna get into a squat position, okay? It's gonna be a little bit wider. And what I'd like you guys to do is slide from side to side, keeping our feet planted on the floor. Good, so our feet are still. This is a low intensity exercise. I don't want you to hyperextend the knee. Make sure you have bend in the knee, so you're not hyperextending. All right, next move, what we're gonna do, we're sitting nice and upright. We have our cans of soup, our dumbbells facing each other, they're touching. From here, we're gonna do a reverse lunge. And whatever foot you step back with, you're actually gonna turn to the opposite side and then come back to the center and step up. So we're alternating. Good, so the foot that's in front, that's the side you're turning to. Wonderful job, everybody. We've done something similar to this with the chair. So we're just adding a little bit of challenge. All right, our low intent. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to our wide squat position. It's called a squat 3 waves. So the first one is gonna be arms crossed in front. We're gonna squat. Then we're gonna come up. We're gonna put our arms out in front. We're gonna squat. And then we're gonna drop them low. And we're gonna squat. Okay, so cross the body, squat, out front, squat, and low. Squat, let's repeat that. All right, last one for the low. From here, we're gonna do a movement. So here we go. Elbows nice and tight. We're gonna hinge at the hips, bend our knees. Tap back and tricep extension. And this is a high intensity one, so make sure we got that heart rate up. Move at a pace that's best for you. All right, from there, standing nice and tall, we're gonna put our dumbbells up by our temples, and we are gonna do an oblique crunch. Wonderful, let's go back to march in place. Get the heart rate back up. Back at our high intensity, we're at the top. Everyone got a good handle on those exercises? Wonderful. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our squat. Now, we're going to put our hands on the side, and we are going to go side to side. All right, back up to our standing position, towards the center. Step back and twist. Wonderful job, everybody. All right, next move, our squat 3 waves. Remember, cross the body first, in front second, and then low. Cross the body, in front, low. Wonderful. From here, our tricep kick back and our tap. And then last one, hands up by our temples and our oblique crunches. Bringing that heart rate down a little bit, right? And good. You can go ahead and put those down for now. Everybody feeling good still? Good, okay. So the next one we're gonna need for our next section is our towel. Okay, so we're moving pretty quickly through this. We're gonna grab our towel or our band, whichever you have. Okay. Everyone has their stuff? Good? All right. Start the next song. All right. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna start with a march, okay? And while we do this, we're gonna have our hands in our towel with a lot of tension, okay? So we're marching, we have our tension on our towel. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate punch, keeping that tension on the towel. Okay, very important. For our band, whichever you have. All right, let's swing that behind the back, palms facing downward, bending at the hips and the knees, pulling away from our back. Good. All right, let's bring that back around. We're gonna hold on in the middle. Good, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into a squat position. We are gonna toe tap and press laterally. So toe tap and press lateral, going on an angle. Good. All right, next move, getting in our strength position, our low intensity, right? So we're gonna press overhead, bring it back down to our chest, and then press forward. So overhead, forward. From the side. Wonderful, keep that going, keep that going. Esther looking good. Ellen, wonderful job. Judy, for all my duties. All right, next move, we're gonna do a side step with our tricep extension, right? So if you guys remember this move, side to side, nice and easy. And then from there, we're gonna add our arms, so we're pulling. Good. Using that back of the arm to really get a good tricep workout, right? We're pulling. All right, next move, we're gonna take our palms, we're gonna face forward. So have your palms facing up. We're gonna do a bicep curl, okay? We're doing a bicep curl. From here, we're gonna press overhead, keeping our palms facing up, right? So bicep curl, overhead press, and back down. We're gonna keep doing that over. Good. Elaine, good tension, I like it. Wonderful. All right, let's go back to our march with our punches, okay? So we're holding onto the band, starting our march, adding our punches. Good, and we're keeping the hand that's not punching, we're keeping that nice and still. Wonderful, let's take that, we're gonna swing it behind our back to our bent over and pull. Good. Pulling that away from the body. Good work. All right, back around front, holding it the middle. Okay, from here we have our squat position, lateral press. Good. All right. right, next is overhead press and our chest press. You guys know this one. Up overhead, in front, and up, good. Keeping tension, right? We want to make sure we have nice, strong shoulders. Good. All right, let's add that side step. So side to side, we're pulling, keeping those elbows up. Good, let's switch to our biceps. We have our bicep curl, our overhead press, and back down. Keeping tension, keeping tension. Wonderful job. How's everybody feeling? Good? Good, okay. All right, so I think that's the next water break, right? That was 2? All right, get a water break, regardless. Make sure you drink water. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different, this next section, okay? So before we get started, I wanted to walk you through how we're gonna do this, okay? So, you are actually gonna need your towel and your dumbbells if you are using a towel. If you are using a band, you're just gonna need your band, okay? And we're gonna work on something a little bit different, okay? So what we're gonna do is if you have a towel and your dumbbells, I would like you to take your towel and lay it down flat. I'm gonna try to do this on the camera so you guys can see. We're gonna lay the towel down flat. You are gonna take your cans of soup, you're gonna lay them in, and then you're actually gonna roll them. So you wanna make sure you have them nice and tight, they're rolled in there. Start rolling from the end, so don't put them in the middle, put them towards the end, and then you're gonna roll the whole thing. So it's gonna be rolled up multiple times, okay? And that way they're not gonna fall out, okay, if you're using a towel. So that way you have some weight in here. Can you guys see? Hope you guys see. I'm trying to make it so you guys. All right, so we have a little bit of extra resistance, okay? Now, if you were using a band, it's gonna be a little bit different. You're actually gonna use your feet for a little couple of these exercises, okay? So I'll walk you through those as we go. So while we try this new equipment method, I wanna make sure we go over a couple of things. So make sure you have a good grip on your towel. We don't want you to let go of it and accidentally drop cans of soup on your foot, right? Make sure you have a good grip on it. The other thing, I think probably the most important thing, never, ever, 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 ever put it over your head. Okay? Never, ever put it over your head. Because if you put this over your head and for some reason, you lose your grip and the cans of soup come out, we don't want it to clonk you on the head and then I have to figure out if you're okay. All right? So we want to make sure we have a good grip on it. The tighter you are to it, right? So the closer you are to the cans of soup, the more secure, because you know where the edges are, right? So that's something to keep in mind, okay? So we're gonna give it a shot. All the exercises that we have are keeping this low, okay? Now, if you have a band, we're gonna do it a little bit differently. Instead of having the weight like this, you're actually gonna put your band under your foot, okay? So if you can reach it, great. If not, you're just gonna keep moving with us, but you wanna have that band under your foot, and you're gonna do the movements with the band under the foot, okay? All right, we tried to find a modification that would work for everybody. So we're gonna give it a shot. All right, does anybody have any questions on this? Does everyone feel like they have their cans of soup nice and securely wrapped in this? Does anybody have a towel and is doing this right now? Yeah, I see a couple. Okay, so make sure you have it nice and securely wrapped. All right, I'm gonna start the music. We're gonna go, we're gonna do the exercises. Oh, give me 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I lost the window. All right, so our first exercise, we are gonna hold onto our dumbbells. If you have your resistance band, you're gonna put that under your foot now, okay? So put it under one foot, you're gonna have it in front of you. And all we're gonna do is a bent over row, okay? So nice and easy, we're just pulling This one, we're not quite as worried about the tension because we're using the Kansas soup as resistance, okay? So just make sure that you have nice control of your towel, okay? Now, if you have a band, you have it under your foot and you are pulling against it, right? All right, next move, we're gonna do a forward lunge and a press. So we did a reverse lunge and a twist last time. We're gonna do a forward lunge. So you're up nice and tall. You're stepping forward with a forward lunge. You're pressing out in front of us, bringing it back, and stepping back. Perfect. And again, if you have that towel, it's better to hold it a little bit closer to the Kansas soup. That way you have a little more control. If you have a band, you're holding it out in front and you're pressing, just moving with us. Good. Wonderful. All right, our next exercise, we did this one last time. We're going to add a little resistance. RDL, right, our Romanian deadlift. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of bend in our knees. They're going to be about shoulder width apart. We're going to hinge the hips. We're going to lean forward and then come back up, right? We're not bending our knees anymore. We're keeping our eyes up. We're keeping our chest up. And we are using our hips to do the motion. All right, next move, let's switch that. We're gonna flip our hands into a bicep curl, right? So palms facing up. Same thing with the band, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a high knee and we're gonna bicep curl at the same time, okay? High knee and bicep curl. Band, if you have the band, you have that in front of you, right? Good. I think I see Tom switching feet. He has it under his feet. He's switching feet. Very creative. Like it. I think I see Colleen has it too. Good job. Very creative. All right, next move, what we're going to do, we're going to keep our palms facing upward. We're going to keep our feet shoulder width apart, okay, a little bit wider. We're going to hold with our arms extended out in front, and we are going to rotate our shoulders. Okay, rotating the shoulders. Good. Good. Keeping our palms up, what we're going to do is we're going to do a lateral press with 2 taps, okay? 2 taps. So what that looks like is 1, 2, and switch. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is one of our higher intensity exercise. So pick up the pace if you feel comfortable. Wonderful. Let's go back to our bent over row. So we have our palms facing down, hinging at the hips, and pulling our shoulder blades back. Remember, we're not worried about the tension. We want the dumbbells to be our resistance. Squeezing our shoulder blades, squeezing nice and tight. Good. All right, next move, forward lunge and press. So forward, press, back, step back. Good. Wonderful. Arms should be getting a little tired now, right? If you feel like you need to put the band or the towel down, please feel free to. All right, let's go back to our RDL. All right, so we have our feet narrow. We are hinging at the hips, reaching towards our toes, coming back up. I want to see everyone's eyes. See your eyes. We don't have our head going down, right? Keeping everything nice and upright. Good. Using those hamstrings. Use those hamstrings. All right. Wonderful job. How's everybody feeling? Everybody feeling good? Kind of different, right? adding a little resistance to the towel. All right, so we'll give it a shot. If you guys liked it, great. If not, we'll work on it. We'll see if we can make it a little bit easier. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to unwrap all this, right? So if you have it, I recommend laying it down because I tried to do it yesterday and I dropped all my stuff. Make sure you lay it down and then unwrap it. I don't think Tiffany wants me to have exploded cans of tomato soup in Studio 4. So we're going to make sure we don't drop it. All right, so the next section, we are just going to need our bodies. So we are not going to be doing any equipment. So you can go ahead and put your towel and your band away, or your dumbbells away. All right, so this time today I separated the balance and the hand-eye coordination stuff. Okay, so it's separate now. Obviously they're both going to kind of help each other, but we're going to keep them separate for this class. We're going to try it out. So we have a couple of new exercises. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the music. We'll get started. Make sure you have plenty of space. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise that we've done before. Okay. I'm actually going to angle this down a little bit. Give me 1 second. You guys can see. There we go. Okay. So we're doing a one leg hold, and we're going to touch forward and touch back. We've done this before. You guys have seen this. Okay. We're keeping a nice, strong base of support in that bent leg. Okay. Good. And remember, you have your chair with you, so use it if you need it. Hold on to it. Just have it close by. All right, let's switch sides. We're going to go to the other side. Touch forward, touch back. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so this one I'm going to call north, south, east, west. Okay? North, south, we got east, west. I'm backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to go north, south, east, and then this is a challenging one, west. Okay, so that's one leg, north, south, east, and west, crossing the body. Good. Keep that up. Keep going. I see some wiggling. I like that. That means it's challenging you. I like it. Let's go ahead. We're going to switch sides. So you're going to take the other leg as your base of support. We're going north, south, east, west. Good. And remember, that chair is nearby. Use it if you need it. Good, good, good. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our hands across our chest, okay? We're going to keep ourselves nice and tight, nice tight belly. We are going to squat. When we come up, we're going to do a knee raise and then a knee raise, okay? So we're going to go down, left, right, down, right, left. So we're keeping everything nice and tight. Good. Oh, I almost forgot my other ring. All right, our next movement, we're going to do a reverse lunge. And you guys remember the kayak? You did the kayak motion? We're going to do that without the towel, okay? So we're going to do a reverse lunge, stepping back, kayak motion, and then come back up. And then reverse lunge with the other side, so alternating, and then back up. Really swing those arms, okay? Really swing them because it's helping you challenge your balance, okay? All right, next one. One leg hold. Okay, this time we're gonna have it up in front. We're gonna reach out in front, right? Reaching back, we're trying to keep the foot up off the ground. The last time we tapped, this time we're gonna keep them up a little bit higher. Good. All right, let's switch sides, other side. Bend in the leg. All right, let's do north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. Do 2 on each leg. Then we'll switch sides. North, south, east, west. Last one. Good, next thing. Cross the body. Squat, raise, raise, squat, raise, raise. Good. Wonderful job. Was that a little challenging? That north, south, east, west gets me every time. I always have to go across the body and I'm like, don't fall, don't fall. All right, wonderful job. We're gonna get our next drink break, so go ahead and grab your water. I'm gonna adjust this. I think I got it. Okay, so everybody got water, right? Wonderful, okay. So now we're gonna do our hand-eye coordination stuff, okay? So we're gonna do a couple things that are gonna be, we will grab our toilet paper roll in a minute, okay? So we're gonna do some with it, some without it. So we're gonna start without it, and then we'll grab it when I tell you, okay? So just have it close by. All right, so we should be coming back down to our 5-6 area of our RPE scale. So we're bringing our heart rate down. All right, making sure everybody can hear me clearly, yes? Everyone's good? Okay, so we're gonna do a clapping series, okay? So the first thing I'd like you to do, you're gonna clap in front, and then you're gonna clap under your knee, okay? Or as close to it as you can. If you have to just touch the sides of your knee, that's fine, okay? So one side, we're trying not to look, okay? Keeping the eyes up, pick something on the wall. You want to make sure you're hitting your hands at the same time. Wonderful, let's switch sides. We're gonna go the other direction. So up, clap under the other leg. All right, the next move, what we're gonna do is we're gonna clap our hands together, and then we're gonna clap the inside of our foot, okay? Without looking, right? Clap together, clap the inside of the foot. If you can't quite get to the foot, that is okay. Clap the top of your knee, okay? So we're starting here, and if you can try to get the foot, you're more than welcome to. And we're not looking. All right, next move, we're gonna go into our wide stance, right? We have our wide stance. We're gonna go down into a little squat, tiny squat, and we're gonna do our plie motions, okay? Side to side. And we're rocking, so we're going side to side with it, right? We're rocking. All right, back up top. Okay, so the next section of that. So now we're gonna do a clap in front, clap behind, clap in front, under the leg, okay? So forward, back, forward, leg. Good, and then you're gonna go the other side, so the other leg. Forward, back, forward, under, good. As you get comfortable with it, I want you to try to go as fast as you can. It's gonna be the new bicep curl contest. So we're gonna go as fast as we can. Good. Remember, this is all hand-eye coordination. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing we did, but this time we're gonna go to the foot, okay? So forward, back, forward, foot. Okay? Forward, back, foot. Good. And remember, we are not looking, we are keeping our eyes up. We are working on that hand-eye coordination. All right, back to our wide stance, okay? So we're gonna come down off that. We're just gonna do our plies, nice and easy. Coordinating our brain and our body. All right, now I'd like you to grab your ball or your roll of toilet paper. I should make Tiffany do this because we were working on this at the front desk. All right, so she's doing it at her desk. We're gonna throw this up. We're gonna go for 1, left, 1, then 2, then 3, and we're gonna climb, okay? So that was 1, 2 if you can get it, 3 if you can get it. I have a really high ceiling in here, so I can throw it up really high. Good, get as high as you can for that, the number. You have to get low, you have a longer time. All right, wonderful job. From there, you can go ahead and put that down. Okay. Let's go back to our CA. There we go. CA. Getting the heart rate up a little bit, right, before we do this. All right, grab your ball, grab your ball. Grab your ball. One leg, one leg. 1, try and climb up the ladder. 2, 3. All right, I got 4. We got to switch legs, so go ahead and switch legs. 2, 1. Oh, almost fell over. 2, 3. Oh, I only got 3. All right, go till you can't go anymore. I see someone still throwing it. Wonderful. All right, you can go ahead and put those down. Okay, so before I start the next song, for our cool down, I wanted to challenge you guys with something, okay? I saw this. One of my friends is a personal trainer as well, and they were doing this with their client, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was practicing all weekend. So what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you to put your fists up, like your palms facing you, okay? And what I'd like you to do is move your thumb to one direction and the pinky on the other hand. Okay, so not the thumb and the pinky on the opposite side. So they're going the same direction. And then you're going to bring them all in, and then you're going to switch. And then bring them in and switch. Bring them in and switch. And you're going to try to go as fast as you can doing that. Oh. You have to think about it. I get it? Yeah. Tiffany's not even trying. She's like, I don't want to do it. This is difficult. I keep picking my thumb up. There we go. Now Tiffany's trying it. Now she's giving it a shot because I called her out. All right, wonderful. I just wanted to have you guys try that for fun. Did anybody have a hard time with it? Anybody? I'm getting like this. And Tiffany's like, it was me. I was having a hard time. It was having an issue. Anybody, was that really easy for you? Do you have that wasn't really difficult? Judy? I got a couple ones of these. Like, it wasn't terrible, but all right. So practice that stuff. It's good for your brain. Okay, practice those things. All right, we're going to go into our cool down. So make sure you have your chair nearby. You can put all your equipment away. We're going to go into our nice relaxing, coming back down off of our exercise cool down. All right. This cool down will look familiar. We'll transfer to the chair whenever we get a little bit through it. So we're going to stand up nice and tall. We're going to reach up overhead. You guys survived a hit day, which is great. Coming back now. From here, we're going to lean to the side. Back to center. And switch. Back to center. Let's bring those arms. We're going to shake them out. We're bringing them forward and back. We're rotating at the shoulders. My palms are going down, then up. Good. Now we're going to take it a little bit into a circle. So we're making big movement, like a big figure 8. Wonderful. From here, we're going to take our arms out to the side. We're going to do a big hug, big arm hug, and we're going to sway side to side, swaying side to side. All right, from here, we're going to go into that little side lunge, right? So that little side lunge, hand down on the side, not the knee, the side, and we're going to reach up overhead. Okay, getting a nice stretch right here. Good, let's bring that back up. We're going to switch sides. Going the other way, hand on the side, and reach. Good, let's bring that back up. We're going to go transfer to our chair, so go ahead and take a seat. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to do our cat-cow. So we're reaching back, nice and tall. Rolling the spine forward. Good. Stand nice and sit nice and upright. We're going to rotate. So we're going to lean into the chair if you need it. And back to center. Switching sides. All right, back to center. From here, we're going to take one leg, we're going to extend it out in front. We're going to hinge at our hips. So we're leaning at our hips forward, reaching out towards our toe. Stretching the back of the leg. Good, let's bring that back to the middle, or up to our neutral. Switch legs. Leaning forward. Let's see those peepers. I want to see eyeballs. Good. I don't want anyone going like this, right? Head up, head up. Good, let's bring that back. From here, we're going to roll our ankles. So we're going to go one direction, okay? One direction. And now we'll go the other way. And now we're going to go alternate. So we're going to go two different directions. My feet slide in. There we go. Okay, from here, we have our palms together, right? We're in prayer position, and we're doing that little tiny pulse, right? Little tiny pulse. From there, you're going to hold the pressure. We're going to go forward and back. Remember, we're stretching this forearm muscle. So nice stretch of the forearm. Little bit of pressure, not pushing too hard. Good, shake those out. We're gonna reach up overhead. Taking a deep breath, letting it out on the way down. Keep that, so deep breath in and out. One more time, and down. Good, last thing, we're gonna roll the wrists, right? We're just gonna roll the wrists. You can do them separately like this, or you can put them together and roll this way, whatever you prefer, okay? I tend to gravitate towards this, I tend to like this one. All right, and that is it for your cool down. Wonderful job, everybody. You guys tackled this new year. You guys are here, you're ready to go. I love it. All right, so Tiffany is gonna ask you guys to unmute. You are more than welcome to unmute. Remember, save your link. Save the link, don't lose the link. We want to make sure you have the right one. We don't want you to get ready next Wednesday and have the wrong one. Have your link, make sure you drink water, invite your friends to class. Invite your friends. We like friends. I think that's it. Tiffany, did I miss anything?